WordPress plugins are a great thing. They're a quick and easy way to add extra functionality to your website. However, too many plugins can be a problem. Not only will they slow down your website, they can also eat up your cache. And some of the best plugins are, of course, premium, which means you've got to pay for them. Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a plugin that's going to instantly reduce the number of plugins that you need on your website. This plugin is going to revolutionize the way that you create your WordPress websites. The plugin I'm talking about is Spectra, which is a page builder, but it does so many more things. Spectra can do pop-ups and modals for you. It can do maintenance mode and coming soon pages. It's got Google Maps built in. It's got forms built in. This plugin does so much, and it does it really well. So stick around to the end of this video, because by the end, I think you're going to realize that Spectra might be the only plugin that you need. Hi, I'm Alex from Brainstorm Force. I've been building websites with WordPress for well over 15 years, and during that time, I've used a lot of different plugins. In fact, I remember spending money on plugins for things like Google Maps, for forms, for pop-ups, for all of the great things that I'm going to share with you in this video. So let's get started. I'm going to share with you 13 different things. So that's 13 plugins that you might be able to remove from your website and replace with just one by the end of this video. Let's go. So first things first, to install Spectra onto your WordPress website, just go into your WordPress dashboard, and then within the plugin section, go to Add New. You can then do a search for Spectra and click Install and then Activate, and you're ready to go. The free version of Spectra includes loads of great features, but if you need a little bit more, there is a premium version available too. But of course, try the free version, see how it goes, and then upgrade if you need to. So the first thing I want to share with you that Spectra does really well is the coming soon mode. Now, this is essential if you're building a brand new website on some live hosting. In the past, I've used separate plugins to achieve this, but with Spectra, you simply create a coming soon page, maybe include a countdown, an opt-in box for your mailing list, and some other messages. And then you just simply set that as the coming soon page within Spectra. It's really easy to do. And in fact, to make it even easier, we've got an article that takes you through how to do this. We've also got a video on this channel that shows you exactly what you need to do to create a great looking coming soon page. This page, of course, tells your human visitors that your website is coming soon, but Spectra takes it a step further by returning a HTTP 200 status code. Yeah, I know, sounds techie, but search engines absolutely love this, like Google. They'll know that your website's coming soon too. So, well, robots, humans, everyone's happy. The next feature that Spectra does, which is very similar to the coming soon page, is a maintenance mode page. So maybe you need to take your website down to make some changes. This is when you want to put your maintenance mode page up. Of course, don't leave this page up for too long, maybe only a day or two, well, basically as short a time as possible. Again, you select the page that you want to show, so something that you've created that looks wonderful in Spectra, and Spectra will take care of the rest. Again, Spectra will keep search engines happy by returning a 503 status code this time to tell them that your website is in maintenance mode and it will be back really soon. The next feature is a really cool one, and in fact, it could really help you grow your website and grow your business. It is the built-in pop-up builder. So of course, a pop-up is something that displays on top of your website, and you can decide when this shows, and you can use it for whatever you like. Maybe you want to grow your email newsletter. Maybe you want to promote a particular product. This is where a pop-up is absolutely perfect. The pop-up builder that comes with Spectra is really easy to use. Just uses the WordPress block editor, and of course you can use any of the blocks that are included with Spectra to create your pop-up. I've used this feature a lot on my own websites, and I found that it really boosted the number of people that were joining my email newsletter. It's got a lot of flexibility built in. You can decide when and where it shows the pop-up. You can have a pop-up that sits on top of your website, and you can also have an info bar across the top of your site if you prefer. You can have both, one or the other. It's really up to you. So Actually, now I think about it, maybe this replaces two different plugins. It replaces your info bar plugin and it also replaces your pop-up plugin. As we're talking about pop-ups, let's move on to something that's quite similar to pop-ups, which is modals. What's a modal? Well, let me just clarify. A modal is when you have a little button or something, and when someone clicks on it, another panel appears, maybe next to the button or down the side of the website with some extra information within it. You can do some really cool things with modals if you use them really creatively, and Spectra gives you the flexibility to be able to do this. Once you've added the block to your website, you've got a few options that you can adjust. You can decide where the modal is going to appear, whether it's a pop-up or to the left or right of the site. You've got a couple of effects that you can choose from. There are a whole load of buttons that you can use, or you could just have an image or a text link, or maybe you just want an icon. You've got all these options within Spectra. The modal is a really cool feature, and if it's not something you're using on your website, maybe you'll want to consider it now. The next feature you're going to absolutely love if you want your visitors to register on your website. It's the Spectra user registration block, which basically allows you to create your very own user registration forms. And it's really flexible, so you can make it do exactly what you need. You can adjust the styling, you can decide the role that the new user gets. You can redirect them to another page after they've completed it. You've got loads of functionality here, so it really opens up what you can do with user registrations. Once your users are registered, well, they're probably going to want to log in. And that leads me on to the next feature, which is the user login form that also comes with Spectra. Again, it's a WordPress block, so you can drop it wherever you like. And then again, you've got loads of configuration options and styling options, and well, you've got so much here. You can really customize the login page to your heart's content. So there's some great functionality features that you get with Spectra, but let's move on to a few things that can really improve your content. So let's start with the gallery block. So this is plugin replacement number 7, which would replace your image gallery plugin, because the gallery that comes with Spectra is, well, it's really good. First up, you drop it on your page, you then add some images, and then you've got a whole load of options to play with to make your images just look super sweet. You can lay out the images exactly how you like. There's a number of layouts to choose from, including masonry, grid, carousel, and tiled. You can adjust what happens when people click on your images. So, for example, maybe you want a light box, which is when the images open larger and kind of sit on top of your website. You've also got some really cool overlay features like grayscale and sepia, and you can decide whether you want these on by default or just to occur when someone hovers on an image. I really love this gallery block, and yeah, I remember in the past paying quite a lot of money for a really fancy gallery plugin for one of my websites, and well, this just does all of that, and it's really easy and it's free. Keeping on the theme of being creative with your content, the next feature is going to replace your slider plugin. Sliders are still quite popular on the internet, and Spectra allows you to create some great looking sliders really easily. You just drop in the slider block and then you can easily customize it, add your images, add some text. Maybe you want to use it to showcase testimonials. You can basically add whatever you like to one of these sliders. I think when a slider is used well, it can really add something to your website's pages, and it's a creative way to show off different bits of information. The next block I've already touched on very briefly when I was talking about coming soon modes, and it's the countdown block. Now, the countdown block can be used for more than just a coming soon page or a maintenance mode page. It can be used for product launches or maybe limited time offers. It's perfect for when you want to build up some excitement and get people feeling a little bit of FOMO. You know what FOMO is, right? Fear of missing out. It's a great sales and marketing technique. You just drop the countdown block in, and then you've got a whole load of options. You can set the end date and time, or maybe you just want it as an evergreen countdown. So just set a number of hours or a number of days. You've also got a whole load of options for when it expires. So maybe you want it to redirect to another page. Maybe you want to replace it with another block, or maybe you just want to simply hide it. All those options are in there. So why not try out the countdown block on your next product launch or your next offer and see what effect it has on your sales. The next feature I've got for you, which is number 10, which is guaranteed to replace a few plugins, is the Google Maps block. If you've got physical locations, then you're probably going to want to add a Google map to your website. Now, without Spectra, it can be quite a fiddly process. You can either go over to Google and grab some sort of embed code and copy and paste that in, which is not very flexible, or you can try some expensive plugin that's probably going to require some Google API keys and just be a bit of a pain to set up. With Spectra, it's super easy. You just drag on the Google Maps block, enter your address, and, well, there you are, you're good to go. There's a few simple options that you can adjust, like the zoom level, or maybe you want a satellite view. You can also adjust the height and the language, but generally, you're just going to want to drop it in, enter the address, and you're all done. The next Spectra feature that's going to replace a whole load of plugins is number 11, which is the social sharing block. By adding social sharing icons to your content, you can encourage your visitors to, well, hopefully share them on social networks. And with the Spectra block, it's really easy to add. Just drag it on wherever you like it, maybe as part of your post template, and then you can configure it. You can choose the networks you'd like to include. It comes with built-in icons for these, or you can add your own images if you like. It's super easy and should hopefully get your content being shared a lot more frequently. Speaking of social networks, one of the most popular ones is, of course, Instagram. And, well, Spectra's got a built-in Instagram feed block. This means that you can pull in content straight from Instagram and show it on your website. First off, you need to link your Instagram account, which you can do via the Spectra settings. Once you are connected, you can then drop the Instagram block wherever you like, and it will pull in all the content straight away. You've got a choice of layouts, including grid and masonry and carousel. You can also adjust the number of columns. You can include captions. There's a hover zoom feature. It's really good, and you can really make your Instagram feed pop. I absolutely love this block. And again, I remember paying quite a lot of money for an Instagram feed plugin that actually worked well, because in my experience, I found that most of these plugins are really clunky and difficult to use. So I've got 2 more features that are going to replace a couple more plugins for you. So make sure you do stick around to the end of the video. Next up, we've got forms. Now, pretty much every website, I believe, needs some kind of form, whether it be a contact form, maybe a newsletter opt-in form, maybe just a feedback form. A form is certainly an essential part of any good website. Now, I will say before I go too much further that if you've got some complex form needs, you definitely need to check out SureForms, which is one of the best WordPress form plugins out there. You'll find a link to SureForms in the description, along with a couple more videos on what you can do with that fantastic plugin. But I've got to say, Spectra is pretty good when it comes to forms, so you might not even need a form plugin. The Spectra form block is perfect for simple contact forms or newsletter signups. You just drop the block in and you've got a whole load of built-in fields that you can use, including name, email, phone number. You've got some radio boxes, you've got check boxes, and you've got a text area. Once you've built your form, you've got a whole load of styling options too, so you can make it look how you want really easily without the need for any custom CSS or anything fiddly like that. It's probably perfect for most forms, unless you're doing like multi-step forms or you need conditional logic. This is probably just going to do the job absolutely fine. It's even got a built-in Google ReCaptcha to stop you getting a whole load of spam entries filling up your inbox. And speaking of Google ReCaptcha, that takes me on to the final plugin replacement feature that Spectra has, Google ReCaptcha. Now, in the past, you'd have to install a plugin to add Google ReCaptcha to your login form or to your registration forms or to any form you want. But with Spectra, it's built in. You can add it where you like. So those registration forms that I showed you earlier, you can add your ReCaptcha there. To the forms that I was just talking about, you can add your ReCaptcha there too. It's really easy to set up. You just add your keys to the Spectra settings, and then you just turn on ReCaptcha in your form settings. With this feature, you can say goodbye to spam from your website forms forever. So there you have it. Spectra is the ultimate WordPress plugin, replacing so many other plugins, reducing your plugin overhead, and giving you so many great features. The thing with Spectra is, although it does so many things, it does them all really well, and with a kind of common interface, which is part of the WordPress block editor, it just makes it really easy to add these extra features and functionalities without having to go between different interfaces. Why not try it on your website right now? You can easily add it from the plugin section of your WordPress dashboard. Or if you want to find out more about Spectra, do check out the link in the description below, which will take you straight to the Spectra website. I do hope that you give it a try. And to help you get started with Spectra, we've got a full video that takes you through all of the basics. You'll find it here on the Brainstorm Force channel. Again, you'll find a link to it in the description. What's your favorite Spectra feature? Let me know in the comments. I do read all the comments that we get, and I'll try my best to reply to as many of you as I possibly can. If you like this video, please like the video and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any future Brainstorm Force videos. Until next time, I wish you the best of luck with your websites. See you later.